active versus passive outreach and how it relates to your MSP, how you are going to outreach to those potential clients, but also how those potential clients are going to reach out to you. We have the handy dandy whiteboard and the expo marker. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs with both sales and marketing. And before I get into today's video, I do got to mention two quick things. One, as always, there's a masterclass down in the links below. Go check it out if you haven't checked it out already. It is still in the process of getting reworked. I am about to start recording. We have written all of the scripts, everything good that is coming, and the information inside of that is way better than I originally anticipated. Number two, if you're on Discord or you like Discord, go check out the free community. It's completely free. It's full of other MSPs in there. It is everyone just trying to help each other, and it is the fastest way. People just say that alone I should be charging for. It is completely free. I just want you to win. So let's talk about outreach. There is two kinds of outreach here. So we're going to write up here active and passive. So first we have active, and my handwriting is not that bad. I use a computer for pretty much everything in life. We have active, and then we have passive, right? And just what you would expect these to be. We have active, you actively reaching out to people, and passive, people passively, or your target leads passively reaching out to you. And I think a lot of people don't actually believe that this exists. I know it sounds kind of crazy. We're going to cover both of those. And I want to talk about what activities you can expect to be doing on both sides. So let's start with active, because a lot of you guys want new business. You want your phone to ring as often as possible, or you want to get as many clients as possible. That usually falls under active. Think about active as you are physically going out and doing something. You actively go to the gym, you actively do activities, running, bicycling, whatever it may be. Passive is a little bit on the flip side of things. It's much more laid back. You're still going to have to do things. It's like that fake passive income type thing. You still got to do stuff to do it, but it's a lot less stress. You can do it more over time. And usually a lot of people really, really like that method because it is something that takes longer. But if you're starving for new clients, we're going to go down the active track. And both of these work in their own prospective scenarios. And a solid MSP that is looking to break the $1 million mark is going to be doing both of these effectively. So let's talk about active. First and foremost, if you don't think that this works, you are lying to yourself. I talk to people all the time. And they're like, I get most of my business from the dreaded cold call. Yes, I mix my uppercases and lower cases. Don't hate me. That's just how I roll. We have cold calling. This, in my opinion, is the most slept on process in the MSP world. Here's why. Most MSPs are terrified to pick up this little device and make phone calls. That's number one. Number two, they think that the person on the other side of the phone is going to yell, scream, berate, and belittle them as soon as they call. Most businesses genuinely need help, and us as MSP people can go provide that help. It's the way you present it. It's the execution. There's plenty of car manufacturers. Some of them, nobody would trust their child in, and there's others that everyone would trust their child in. They're both cars at the end of the day, but it's the execution that matters. Cold calling is all about the execution. I have a free, not a free training, but I have a training down below if you're interested in learning cold calling with scripts and all that. So active is cold calling. The other areas that some of you guys have already taken me up on and have started to love it is your Chamber of Commerce. This is another huge one. And the reason why I love chambers of commerce is because your chamber of commerce is a group of business owners, typically all located right around you. So you get that in-person, face-to-face. The benefit of this, though, is they all want to help two things. One, your community, which is great. Who wouldn't want a more beautiful community? But two, they want to help other business owners succeed. They will help you make introductions, or they'll make introductions for you. They want to help pair you up with people in your local area. And for most of us in the MSP world, we're going to be working locally. Now, some of you may want to work nationally, and that's perfectly fine. But for the most part, most MSPs are going to try to stick within maybe a 60-mile radius of the office. That's usually about an hour and change of driving by the time you get out of the back roads and all that kind of stuff. So your local chamber of commerce is a killer spot to start. It's probably the best money you could ever invest for your business and your personal growth, because there's just a fantastic people. Every chamber of commerce I've been in, the best people exist in there. Now we have cold calling, we have chambers of commerce, but what other types of outreach work? And my personal favorite, other than these, is networking. And networking is part of your chamber of commerce. It might even be part of your cold calls, but networking is going out and having these meetings. Now, it takes a little bit of time to find networking groups, but some of these networking groups, some of them are famous. You have Latip, you have BNI. These are both probably the two bigger business professional networking groups that are specifically designed to help you grow your business and bring you leads. But not everybody wants to go out and do that, myself included sometimes. So networking could be going to Meetup and finding a local group. It could be just word of mouth. A good way to find additional networking groups is, believe it or not, when you're at your Chamber of Commerce meeting, hey, what other networking groups are you guys a part of? Sometimes you'll find people that are in multiple different networking groups. Or when you're cold calling prospects, hey, just out of curiosity, we'd love to get together. What networking groups are you guys a part of? Because you might want to figure out how they're building their business. You might be able to find areas that you can automate for them to save them time, energy, effort, and money. So networking is probably my third favorite. Now, in a lot of cases, networking happens after the business day. You will be giving up a little bit of your personal life, but sometimes it happens in the middle of the business day, depending on where you're at and what you want to do. For example, there's a networking group locally meeting this Saturday, when this is being recorded, at an area in Charlotte for Go High Level. Now, granted, these people aren't my ideal customers, but it's always nice to see what other people are doing. It's on a Saturday. I have to give up a portion of my Saturday. Now, I won't be able to attend it, but I look forward to attending one that I can. But it is, at the end of the day, a Saturday. So you're going to be giving up some of that. We have cold calling, chambers of commerce, networking are going to be your three biggest hits when it comes to active. There's plenty of other ways too. You can post on social media, but that's more of a passive type thing. You physically going out, doing these activities is the three most active ways to go get clients, because you're going to bump into people that need your services. You're going to find people and get introductions to people that need your services. And last but not least, you're going to make the phone calls to go find people that need your services. So let's talk about passive, because I think passive is what a lot of people think about when they're like, oh, I would love to have customers just come find me. So passive, first and foremost, and I know this sounds crazy, but social media. Yes, social media still works for MSPs. You're building out a server closet. You are setting up servers. You are installing a new computer. You might even be working on a custom build. Post on social media, but don't just post it on one platform. You have X, you have Facebook, you have LinkedIn, you have Pinterest. Post it on everything. You might even have a gallery on your website. When somebody goes and visits it that maybe you called, was a Chamber of Commerce, was at a networking group, they want to see what you are working on. Post it in your gallery on your website. You should have one, and it should just be what you're doing in the community and all of the cool stuff that you've been able to work on. So we have social media as number one. Next is going to be YouTube. And I think a lot of us don't use YouTube nearly to the level that we should be. Now, if you're niching down and you want to work with accountants, dental offices, medical firms, financial firms, YouTube is gold. I have made videos from years ago, content and stuff that I don't even do anymore, and people still find it from YouTube. Just this week, I got 2 leads from a video I made 3 years ago. It's crazy how powerful it is. You can make it once, it is solidified in history until it's deleted, but you will get leads. If you teach people, people want to learn, they want to take the first effort, and they want to prove that you actually know what you're doing. That's the secret with YouTube. If you can leverage and keep that mindset that people want to see that you actually know what you're doing and how you're teaching people, it is the easiest win, because they just want proof. They feel uneasy handing you their wallet and their hard-earned money. This is the secret sauce to earning trust. It's why so many of you guys trust my channel, because every time you watch it, you're like, this is fantastic. This is amazing information. So we have passive, we have social media, we have YouTube. There are 2 other avenues that I think a lot of MSPs don't utilize. Blogging. I love blogging. The amount of business that you can get from writing a blog post, teaching somebody how to fix a Kyocera printer, how to clean a computer, how to fix your printer or your x-ray machine in a dental office. If you can write that and take your cell phone, snap a couple quick pictures of it, and post it on your blog, the opportunities are nearly endless with this. It is the probably most slept on area because nobody wants to take the time to write it. You could actually ask your employees, or if you have employees, to have them write blogs, or at least start to structure it so you can have a writer write your blogs for you. And last but not least, what I don't think enough people use, and it's a little bit more challenging in the MSP world, but some people like this, is your podcast. The amount of companies that don't have a podcast talking about what they're doing, how they're doing it, all of that. Yes, it does take time. You might have to interview your target clients. But if you interview your target clients and they're going to ask naturally, what do you do? How do you do it? How do you have this podcast? This is how I built my business from 0 to 6 figures. Having a podcast. It used to be called the Brutally Honest Podcast. And I would make videos, or I'd make this content, and I'd have people jump on and learn and experience and have a great conversation. My shows were a little bit long. They were 1.5 to 3 hours. But in that 1.5 to 3 hours, guess what happened? They get to know me. They get to like me, and they get to trust me. That was the best part about it, is you get all 3 of those in a podcast. Blogging, you can do in your own free time. You could do it at night. You could do it first thing in the morning. If you're a psychopath and you wake up when the sun's still down, blogging is great. You can write that out, and you can use it to leverage and teach your employees. Same thing with YouTube. Social media, super, super, super slept on. So these are the 7 best ways, in my opinion, to grow your MSP. You have your passives, you have your actives. These will work for you forever. The moment you stop doing these, it starts to peter out. You might get a couple leads, you get notarized. The more you invest, the more you're going to get out of it. These, you might start posting and creating content and all of that, and it might start out super, super sluggish. That's okay. But over time, it'll ramp up. The more you do, think of these as a lottery ticket to getting new clients. And the more times you do all 3 of these activities, the more lottery tickets you get for a chance to win online. So I hope this video helps. I hope you take up at least a couple of these. If you want to go the more passive route, totally fine. This is a little bit slower in the short term, better in the long term. This is much more aggressive, much faster in the short term, and will grow, or better yet, will peter out in the long term as you get busier and busier. So I hope you guys have found value in this. If you haven't already, grab the masterclass down below. Join the Discord, come hang out with us. If you want a blog post template, I'll leave one down below. If you want to learn how to cold call, I'll leave a link down for that below as well. And other than that, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, as always, checking out my videos. I'll see you guys later. Bye.